This is a disclaimer for the broadcast. Remember to be mindful on and off the broadcast. Opinions spoken on the broadcast are solely the speakers and not IDEPIs. Sensitive topics may be covered on the broadcast, including, but not limited to, violence, abuse, suicide, and mental health. This broadcast is meant as a learning opportunity for everyone involved. Thank you, and please enjoy the broadcast.
I think these resources are there, but then again, you have to be connected. You have to go into, you have to use these services, because if you don't use these services, I mean, you're not going to benefit from them. So you have to plug yourself into these organizations, go see your career advisor, go to your career office and stuff like that. And more so these organizations, that's where you find out a lot of this information. So start with that, and then pretty much I think you're gonna have a smooth life in college and transition after that.
What are the requirements for high school students to graduate? And what I mean by that are mostly like for community service hours, and like, are there like specific guidelines needed to reach so?
Yeah, so in the Federal Public School District, so you got like TJ, Decatur, Truman, Federal High School, and Todd Beamer. Yeah, so those for our school district, because it just depends on what school district you're coming from, but we require 24 hours by your senior year. I do encourage students to, find community service that fits with them, fits with their purpose. So yeah, like take advantage of it, because community service is something that everybody should be doing even after high school. It shouldn't be like, something that, you only do just to check off a box so you can get a diploma or, walk across the stage. No, it's like a basic human need. I feel like it's so fulfilling, just to be around people and meet people that I've never, would have had the opportunity to have met had I not, went to go and serve the homeless, or, help out and pass out food or whatever, or clean up, outside. But so I tell them to do that if they can. So students, they need to have 24 hours of community service. They got to do a scholarship, apply for one. They have to do an application for a post-secondary, whatever if it's going to be employment or education or whatever. So they need to apply for something, and then they have to have like a resume and a letter of recommendation and a career plan essay. So all those things, and our students know that that the High School and Beyond plan is in your Maya Learning. So I don't know if you're familiar with Maya Learning. Yeah, so they have to upload that, all those different documents. But as far as community service, I encourage them to do it. I encourage them to start it from their freshman year. There's not really a requirement. If it's not in the catalog that's already pre-approved, then you just your college and career person at whatever school you're at, there's a pre-approval form. And for the high school students, I'm approving everything that I see. So whatever pre-approval form comes my way, I'm putting my name on there.
As far as like volunteer hours and stuff like that, I'm not very versed with that, the high school system into college here, which I need to educate myself a little bit on that. But for me, I think the more we can have, and speaking as a parent, the more we can have our children actually be involved in the community, the more they become socially responsible. And as they do that, they also learn and pick a few things here and there, because it pretty much gives them an opportunity to meet people from people from different backgrounds, both career and also ethnicity and cultures. And as they do that, it also prepares them for college. When they go to college, they're far away from you. It's kind of scary. But yeah, and I have been, when I was in the military, one of the things that we had to do actually to graduate from one of the schools, we had to have some volunteer hours as well. So yeah, I guess it's something that kind of like goes across the board. And for me, I think like Nelly said, it's very fulfilling when you do something that that feeds into the community. I you can do a lot of things and become accomplished, but at the end of the day, if you don't impact the people around you, if you don't impact the society, then it's really, I think for me, the biggest satisfaction that I get is when I see my impact to my kids, my family, the society, the community. So I think we need to encourage our young people to actually go out there, volunteer, do something for free that you're not really getting paid for. You know.
Mhm. Do you notice any gaps with African immigrant children seeking advice on college and career guidance?
I will say there is a gap for sure. Like I'm not seeing um as much African students coming into my room. Um like I'm not sure why that is,
Mm-hmm.
but um like I've been working with like the multilingual teachers who like kind of are my eyes and ears in those classrooms, and they will connect me to like because like I am the high school and beyond plan. I sign off on that at the very end,
Mm-hmm.
so usually I get those seniors who need to like, get their high school and beyond plan checked off like at the very end, at the very last minute. So June, that's when those multilingual teachers will say, hey, so and so still hasn't done their FAFSA or
Mm-hmm.
still doesn't have their community service. Versus getting those students to come around like on their own in the beginning of the year or their freshman year. So, yeah, there is definitely a gap. And it could be because they don't know that this resource is available or that the college and career room in their high school is a place for them to like, walk into
Mm-hmm.
and see and ask questions and maybe they don't know, but like I said, like programs like this, like a debbie, like just letting African immigrants or students to just be aware that it is out there and just to come around, and it's such a positive, like I'm excited for the catch-all coming up at July 1st in Federal High School in our theater. Like it's so classy, like our building for at the high school level, like we're kind of top notch. Like it's really nice. Like you're an Eagle alumni. Like we have the best of the best at Federal Way when it comes to high school. Like it's very diverse. Miss Beatrice is working so hard to like gather professionals, set up a time, create a space, and have a good purpose, a strong purpose behind it to help build the African immigrant culture or background or people.
I think the gap might be coming from our background,
Yeah.
because we're coming from a background that doesn't have a lot of these resources, like career counseling and stuff like that. So maybe the parents, they don't even know these things are there. And then again, I feel like our parents also are kind of busy, like very busy. They work a lot, so they rarely even know what resources are available, on top of the fact that they don't think that all these resources are available, because there's um, that African way of kind of imposing on our kids what we want them to become. Although I feel like that's going away. So I think it's still the same thing with going to see a career counselor, because maybe the parents might feel like, oh, this career counselor will let you do some things that some might let you do get into a program that I don't want you to get into. I want you to become a doctor. I want you to become you know a lawyer. And so I feel like there's that those parents kind of hold back their students from actually being very involved in getting some of these services and using some of these services that they are actually entitled to as students of that school.
Definitely. And I feel like building that trust with like the leaders, like, the leaders of a DEPI or this program, like you're needing to build that trust and that parent buy-in, like getting to know the parents, like, that, hey, this is a safe place for your kids. We want the best for your kids. Your kids are coming here, and they're using their time wisely, just learning about what's out there. I mean, like, I feel like just being transparent with this, with you as leaders, with the peer mentors who might be on a paycheck or whatever, a stipend or whatever, that they just show the leadership. They show the strength, like, hey, like, we are about this purpose. We are about like the impact. We're about helping people. And when they see that, they will feel more able to like send their kids. I know like a lot of parents, they just want a safe place so that their kids can grow up in and make good decisions and make good choices. And this is, what better place is there out there than, people who also believe in their kids. You got to know those parents too. It's a bond. It's like a community. So I think we should continue to like keep on growing this program, keep making this program better, because it's the people. And when people are good people and continue to do good things, that's saving a life. It saves a life. It'll change a life. It will take that life going from one path, and you don't want that your child to just not come home or stay out late or be drinking or like go to a different person's house every weekend and spending the night and not knowing what's going on in your child's life, even though that child is not even 18, still lives underneath your roof. You're the parent, and you can't even have a conversation to know what your 17, 16, 15-year-old child is doing. They're talking to so many people out there.
Any advice for high school students going into college and also like college students? Just any advice?
I can maybe say a few things, but one, we need to encourage our young people to go into the untrodden paths.
Mhm.
Especially is this if you go to almost every community, they kind of gravitate towards specific careers, specific type of businesses. And I feel like mostly for like the Kenyan community, they kind of gravitate towards healthcare a lot. So for me, I would like to encourage our young people, just go into whatever your interests are. Like it's a sea of opportunities out there. Don't be afraid to venture into anything that you find interesting. Don't be afraid to dream. Even if you're gonna be the first person to do it, maybe the first in your family, the first in your ethnicity, the first in whatever group you belong to. Don't be afraid to go into it. And the other thing is, don't forget that your path doesn't have to be straight. It's okay. It's okay to have, to patch things up as you go. For me, I feel like my education journey, like I went to like 5 different colleges. Like you can patch things up and make it work. Adapt to things, be flexible. And at the end of the day, if you're flexible, and you realize that your path is not straight, at the end of the day, you can make a few turns, you can patch things up, and at the end of the day, you're gonna get to the same goal.
I second everything you just said, but I also just want to throw in to forgive yourself. Like part of being a lifelong learner is to be humble and just know that you weren't born perfect. You're gonna make mistakes, and you're gonna make someone's gonna make you mad. Then it's just going to block you from moving forward. And so to forgive, you got to forgive every day, forgive the past, let conversations, with your parents, or, conversations with just somebody who didn't understand where you're coming from, someone who didn't understand, yeah, learn how to let that go. And it will just literally free you up. Keep going, don't stop. And yeah, I would say forgiveness, definitely, learn from your mistakes, but continue to forgive yourself, continue to not make the same mistakes, and forgive yourself so that you can have the opportunity to make better choices.